right. Well, welcome back to the Double A Perspective. We have been away for a while. Dre, how was your hiatus? Did you have fun? Did you do all the things?
I
I know
did
you
all
have a
the
lot
things.
of
Thanks for
information
asking.
to catch. What you been up to, bruh?
Me?
I mean,
Just
I don't even think we should be talking about me right now. We have our first guest.
We do. We do. We have our first guest. His name is Solomon King, and AKA he is my baby bro. And that's
mhm.
what we're going to do today. We're going to be talking about all things sports, all things after college, how life is going. And yeah, it's going to be a good show. So, Solomon, welcome. Welcome, welcome. You want to
Hello,
say hi to everybody? Say hi to the fam. They're going to be watching.
hello, family. Hi, everybody.
So, Solomon, who are how old now?
22.
Ooh,
22.
Dre, remember when we were 22? That's when me and Dre met when we were like 22, actually.
Actually,
Around that time, yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was. That's how long we've been friends. Now oh my God. We're about to be 42.
mm,
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's wild. But yeah, so Solomon went to Stonehill College, proud graduate. Congratulations. Good job. Good
thank
job.
you.
And while he was there, he was busy breaking records. So let's talk a little bit about that. Something like that.
Something like that.
All right. So, what was your first love when it came to sports?
What was my first love? Love is a hard word when it came for sports. I'd say the first sport that I played was baseball.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first sport I ever played. I guess like we were friends with like pretty much everybody like in the town, like in or whatever. And
Yeah, yeah.
I guess like the coach came like my mom, whatever. She was like, "Oh, we could have been more than like 7 or 8 at the time." She's like, "Oh, like your son doing any sports or anything after school?" And she's like, "Nah, not really." He's like, "Oh, would he be interested in baseball?" And I was like, "I don't know, like I guess." So I did base, yeah. So I just picked up a bit, played baseball like for a little bit. Very
Mm-hmm.
towny. Don't recommend baseball at all. I love to say like the varsity team was picked out in like elementary school. Like people knew who the varsity team
No,
was
for
going to be
real.
in like high school. Like yeah,
It's like that
very tiny.
in the suburbs.
Yes, don't recommend it at all. But made a lot of friends. Still friends with these people to this day. Playing
Awesome.
baseball. It was fun. Like, thinking back, the parents took it like too seriously. But I guess that's how that goes.
It's always the baseball parents that take it way too
Like
seriously.
I swear to you, they thought like the scouts were at the game. Like they thought like we were auditioning like for the MLB. It was insane,
Like, I'm gonna need y'all to
insane.
realize this is like elementary school. Everybody needs to calm
Like
down.
fought like people are throwing their hats and stuff over like a kid not making a catch. It's insane, insane. And they swear they were
It's
all gonna like start in college, all of them at like age 10. And they
no,
probably all stopped playing baseball like by middle school. Like,
no,
insane.
literally.
But yeah, no, that was yeah the first love, if you will, and then
Okay,
I didn't do
okay.
it after that until track. Started late in track, which is going to be a theme for my entire career. Started late. I'm trying to think. I think yeah, it was my freshman year in high school, and I remember there was like track
Mm-hmm.
signups. So I get to the room after school, and like there's this sign up sheet. It was like your name, your like student like email or whatever it was, and then it was like say what you want to do. And I was like, I don't know what I do. So I was already a block right there. I didn't want to do, so I just wrote down like sprinter because I saw sprinter like 7 times. Wrote that down,
Right,
and then like it said on the street like, oh, practice will be like every day after school. You got to find your right after school. I was like, hey, you know what? That's great. Have a good life. Didn't do it. Didn't do it
right.
freshman year. I was like way too much commitment. I know I was gonna didn't do it. Could not do it.
Track is a heavy commitment.
Apparently so. I did not know that. I thought it was gonna be a fun thing, and then no. So I was like, nope, not doing it. And then what was it? It wasn't until like my sophomore year. I think like in the spring because it was winter and spring. It was in the spring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So kids like, why aren't you doing track? They told me just running around. I was like, too much commitment. They're like, it's really not that bad. I was like, okay, twist my arm. Okay, fine, whatever.
Starting
I
me with a
started
good
doing it,
time.
and yeah, and yeah, it's kind of been like that until now, I guess.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this. What do you think the hardest part of track and field is that like nobody talks about?
That nobody talks about. Let me think. Because I feel like everyone talks about how it's more mental, so I won't put it on
Mm,
with that. But no one talks about maybe the teammates. The
okay.
teammates can be its own like political like warfare. Oh my
Mm,
goodness gracious!
I feel that.
Just the thought, like just the announcement of like captains. Oh my goodness! Like people already formed a little subcults. People already do
Not
do
the
not want to do that again.
subcults.
it was insane. First of all, no disrespect to whole college. Track team is no bigger, like combined, girls and boys, no bigger than like 60 people, I'd say. No bigger than
Mhm.
that. So
Okay.
you being captain, you're in charge of like in charge. I use loosely. You're in charge
Mhm.
of maybe like the 20 or 30 people. Pretty much all you do is you just whatever coach texts you because he doesn't want to text 60 people, which is
Mhm.
another story. Text you like, hey, relay this information. That's at maximum what you do. And then people get the power trip and they're like, we gotta plan these events, we gotta do this, we gotta change.
Mhm.
And it feels like every captain wants to have their impact on this tiny little college. They're like, we're gonna do things this way, we're gonna do this, we're gonna I don't know, we're gonna wear purple every Friday. Like just wild stuff. Just wild stuff.
That'd be me.
Man. Yeah. But like and the way it gets announced is very, very informal. I think
Mhm.
when I got like announced like senior, it was like an email. It was just like, oh wow, that's cool. One time I was at a random practice, like a very casual thing, and people always up in arms. They're like, oh man, I can't believe he got it, he didn't get it, and like blah blah. Because there was no I guess there was no like limit to captains. I guess if they really wanted to, they could make like every senior or every junior captain, but they didn't. They
Why
would only
not?
pick a couple people. Yeah, like you know what I mean. They just didn't. So that's why people kind of on their heads are like, oh well, I should be captain because insert whatever margin that makes them
Mhm.
captain.
Mhm.
They're like, I should be like, oh, I've been here the longest, or oh, I've been. So I'm sure that is a thing that is probably in every school and probably even like higher up levels. And people are not gonna like whoever's at the top. Like, it's just how that goes.
Mhm. True.
People are always going to feel that why not me until it is you, and they're like, why am I captain? You know.
And then you feel the
So I
pressure.
see. Yeah. So I can't say that that's not really talked about. We
Okay.
talked about a lot.
Were you ever captain?
I was my last year. I was captain. When I joined the team,
Mhm.
which again also joined late. That was like, pretty much the same story as high school. It was like, what? I was like, that's not a commitment, and then here I am. Um, yeah, pretty much. So my senior year, I was a captain. I kind of not really like felt bad for me, which I don't think they did. I think they were just like, not too many options. We'll just give it to him. I was a more like a lead by example captain. I wasn't very much of like, we're gonna do this, and plenty of people
Yeah.
for that.
Mhm.
I was captain with like
Exactly.
probably like 6 or 7 people. I'm like, you guys have fun. We don't
Do
only need
you
one
stay
general. We
safe, don't
don't.
get in trouble.
You're right. I'm gonna do me. If you want to copy, great. If you don't, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Right? Right.
Yes. My last year, I did do that.
Awesome.
Mostly, yes. I kind of think they favor people that live on campus, but that's different. That's a different story.
That's so real.
That's a different
They're more
story.
accessible.
Yeah. Yes, because I remember times so I didn't live there all the time. I used to commute like pretty much most of the time I was there, and sometimes you would get texts like, "Oh, everyone's wearing this like for practice." I'm like, I live 30 minutes away. I'm already here at school. You can't be like, "Now I'm wearing this. I
Right,
don't have
right.
clothes with me." And I'm lucky. I'm only 30 minutes. What about the people that are like an hour or something away? You really can't.
Yeah. Like, I'm
You
gonna need
can't
y'all to
do that.
color coordinate a little earlier in the
Yes,
day.
I'm gonna need you to tell me like it just
Oh my
wasn't how
gosh.
it is, but yeah.
That's great. That's great. Right. What did you want to ask him?
You know, any part about, being an athlete, whether you're
Yeah.
in grade school, high school, college, is deal with injuries, man. So did you have any setbacks like that or anything?
Man, did I have
Mm.
setbacks? Let me think. Honestly, not as bad as other people. Other people, I feel like every season they would. I knew a girl. She would blow her hamstring every like season. You just
Ooh,
every time just blow, and eventually she just had to stop. She just had to stop. She was not committed. But
she was not stretching.
no, it's bad out there. It is bad out there. Let me think. Okay, junior going into senior year. It was towards the like end of junior year. Like I said, I started sophomore year, so getting my feet wet, getting used to things, and then I guess as the school found out how much better I got, they started making you do more and more because
Mm-hmm.
in high school they set a limit, which thank goodness they set a limit like how many things you can do. It was like
Right.
you can do 2 running events and a field event. You can do 2 field events and a running event. Like, but it was 3. Like that was max. College isn't that. At least the one I went to. So if you wanted to do, if you were able to do 5, able to score in 5, you did 5. And sometimes those events would have trials and finals. So I know, especially towards the later half, I would end up doing like 7 events total. But it was stretched out over 2 days. But 7 events are
Wow.
like hard. So it adds up. It adds up quick.
That's what they don't
So
talk
I
about.
remember, yeah, no, they don't. They really don't.
Mm.
It adds up. So I remember, yeah, towards the end in the spring, and I don't know, it was that second day. First day went great. Second day, and I was feeling it like in my hip. I was like, oh no, this isn't good. Like, I feel like every time I run, I could feel it. It was kind of like
Mm.
I strapped a rubber man. Like, yeah, I was feeling. I was like, thankfully, nothing ever like popped. Nothing, everything went like insane. But when I was running, I'm like, I can't go as fast as I'd like to. And I remember
Mm.
just beating myself. I'm like, oh no, because oh, I mean, I guess you're like, I know this isn't my best. and I can
Mhm.
like feel it as I run. I know it's my best. So that whole summer, all I did was like, okay, I gotta get back. Like I gotta stretch. I gotta like do that.
Mhm.
I'm over here trying to get like a master's in like kinesiology, trying to figure out what's wrong with my my hip or whatever. Because everyone's just like, just stretch it, ice it, but like, dude, it's not working. Like it sucks
Yeah.
really. Like because then the like the thoughts start coming in like, okay, well, is this it for me? Like, is this gonna
Mhm.
be the career
Mhm.
in injury? Obviously, no. But in the moment, you think yes.
Right. It could be though.
So
It's scary.
no, you never know when your last race. That's the scary part. They don't talk about it
Mm.
either. You never know when you're done. But I was like,
I
this
think
could be it.
athletes don't talk about that part a lot too, the mental part
Yeah,
of being nervous, or I could pull something and that
yeah,
could be the last time I
yeah,
run, throw a ball, whatever.
yeah. It's like
Ray, you did
sometimes
some
you know.
sports back in the day. Yes, no?
I did
What did you
not do track in college though. It's just football.
Mhm. There you
Funny
go.
you say that, because I remember someone told me we did a relay race at we had an event at our hair salon. We had like a this is like a good 20 years ago. Yeah, I'm telling you, Dre. Dre was on my team. I was like, I need teammates, I need people that are fast, we gotta beat these other salons and da da da. Dre's like, oh yeah, I'm an athlete. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I got this. Don't worry about it. I love him to death, but my boy got so hyped up, plummeted, fell right as soon as he took off. Right, Mark, ready, set, boom, floor.
Happens.
It was bad. It was bad. I was like, oh
Wasn't it like was that something with a sack?
no, there
Or
was
was it a wheelbarrow race?
it was a
I
relay.
forget. There was a couple things. It was more
Yeah,
than one thing.
yeah, there was a lot going on. There was a lot going on. So from that day on, I was like, I don't believe when people say they're athletes. I need proof.
I have the trophies from that event.
There you go.
No, stop.
I have a picture with my sister downstairs
I
holding the
have that
trophies from that
picture.
event.
I have that picture.
So there's the proof.
The proof is in the pudding. Oh my goodness, good times. Those were good days. That was back when I could run. Now I'm
Mm.
old. My bones are sore. But it's crazy because as a matter of fact, I just made a post about this on Facebook. How for some reason all of my friends are in their 40s and decided this is when we all start running marathons. I'm
Okay.
like,
Yep.
my whole feed is full of, oh, just ran this, tough mutter this and da da da. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
hold up, pause. So I made a post and I tagged my gym teachers and I said, excuse me,
Mm.
did we all have a meeting that nobody invited me to that said that we are gonna start doing marathons at 40? And did the
Mm.
gym teachers like organize this and no one said anything at the reunion? And of course, the gym teachers lost their shit.
Yeah.
Our football coach was like, you need to be a runner and a track star.
Mm-hmm.
I said, not the way my knees hurt looking at this post. I can't. It's not gonna be me. I don't know. I do want to eventually work myself up to like a half marathon maybe. And I do have a goal of if I'm gonna run it, I'm gonna do it at Disney. I'm gonna do like the Princess Run or whatever it's called.
Okay. Nice.
That way I get a free trip.
What
So
is a
Mm.
princess run?
Disney has this little you can dress up and you can run around the whole park. First of all, you get free admission. You run around the whole park
Nice.
and do like a half marathon and then you get to go to Disney World for the rest of the day. So I'm like, I mean, granted, you got to pay for the entry for the and get your what are they called? Not promotions. What
Is it
sponsorships? There we
sponsors?
go.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
There it is. There it
Sponsors.
is.
Took me a second. There you go. But yeah, so it's on my bucket list of things to do. Prep for a half marathon.
Mm. Okay.
But but we do have track in our blood. Our father
Yeah.
was
There it
always
is.
like, "You need to run. You need to run." That was one constant in our lives. But let me see. What other questions did I want to ask? Oh, okay, so what's the wildest thing that ever happened at a track meet?
Wildest thing that ever happened. Okay, let me think. I've been lucky enough because in like the winter, there's like indoor facilities that you run at. They're like not as
Right.
big as like the outdoor ones, like the little like small ones that you have, but they're like famous. Like it's not
Mhm.
just us in mass. Like people come from all over to like run at these like facilities forever. So
Mhm.
the big ones at Boston University, like
Yep.
they say like the BU track is like this magical track or whatever it is. I don't know,
I
but
heard that.
like you will have people like from like Oregon, from like teams from like Florida, they'll come there. So I've been fortunate enough to see like world records being broken like in the facility.
Wow.
And I'm just a regular like athlete, like doing my thing. And like there's people I never forget. There was some guy, I think he was trying to run like some like mile record or whatever. And there was people there running. Sole purpose was to enter the race and make sure he was on pace. And they just drop out the race like before it was over. I was like, wow, like this guy is
What?
somebody. Like this is insane. And so I'm like, why is this guy running so hard? I'm like, Miles, a lot of laps. He's just going like, and he's
Mhm.
just checking his watch. He's running. He's just checking. I'm like, what's going on? Like 2 or 3 laps ago, he peels off. I'm like, what? And like, I'm not talking one or two, like a group of them, a pack of them running.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, there's levels to it. Like it's just there's different stuff. There's just levels to it.
Clearly.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
that's a wild stuff. Yeah, that's some wild stuff you would see.
Right. So, speaking of being all over the place and getting to see all these records broken, let's talk about the records that you've broken.
Okay.
All right, let's list them in that order.
Listen to them in that. Oh, I don't know if I can remember the order. Definitely
Let's start with
the
what's the biggest record you've broken?
biggest one. Biggest one I've broken. Actually, I'll tell you the funniest one I've broken.
Okay, I'll take it.
So indoor everything's a little shorter. So instead of like the 100, just like the 60, which is just like the length of like the indoor facility or whatever. And I remember getting that around. I think it was sophomore as junior year. So what they did is they would also have like fresh records to like make it fair, because when you get there, the school records seem so much bigger than like what you're capable of at the time. It seems, so they have
Yeah.
freshman records, so like they keep track of like, oh, this is the fast time like the freshman ran. So it's nice to
Mhm.
like keep everybody involved. And so I got there and I was like, you know what, I want that freshman record. And of course everyone's up in arms about that. Oh, you just got here, blah, blah, all that always. So I
Haters.
remember the guy, always haters. The guy that had it, I remember him. He was the biggest hater, of course, because it was his record ever.
Of course.
So the day I broke it, I remember my spikes. They were, I think there was like a crack in them, because most of them they have like use like a plastic plate or like even like carbon fiber plate, but they can't crack. Like if you run enough, like they
Mhm.
crack. And I was like, oh shoot, like it's like me day, like I don't have another pair of spikes. He's like, you know what, you can use mine. I was like, oh really? That's so nice of you. I mean, obviously we're wearing socks and stuff. I don't want whatever he's got, but.
Mhm.
So I'm running his spikes, but I end up breaking his record in his
In
spikes
his
that he gave me.
spikes. Yeah.
Yes, in his spikes that he gave me. Yes. So I know he's forever still salty about that.
Yo, I bet
So
he's big mad about
I'd be
that.
mad too. I'm like, I'll let you borrow it, but you over here.
He's gonna be telling that story for the rest of his
Yes.
life.
Yes. And
Back in
speaking of
my
injury, he got
day,
injured, so he'll never. He's on a
he
freshman
only
floor, so
broke
he'll
my
never be
record
able
because I
to.
gave him my.
So yes. So
Yo.
that's one of them. 61,
Yeah.
200, I think 400. Pretty much almost everything I ran, I had.
Mhm.
So outdoor 102, 200, 400. Couple of relay races. We
Mhm.
had. Football record we had. Yeah, I think so. Oh, there's some facility records. So facility record is just like the fastest to ever run at that track.
Oh, okay.
That they can't be a little bit higher than
Mhm.
the track records. I know I have the facility record at the Snow Hill campus. I have like the 200,
Okay.
either
Okay.
100,
Look
or
at you
200, one of
go.
them. Right. So anyone who's ever run there, I have the fastest time. So that's good.
Yeah.
Hopefully they
Keep
last
that
a little bit
noted.
longer. Yeah.
We have the fastest runner at Stonehill College on this
Right.
podcast as our first
And
guest. Note that.
right. And that's not even
Period.
just like the people there. Like it's any events they host. Anyone who's ever run there, like I have the
Mhm.
fastest time. So that's nice. That's very
Nice.
nice.
Love that
So
for
it comes
us.
out to like 7 or 8 of them, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, something like
Excuse
that.
me.
So yeah.
So like when they say you fast as fuck boy, they talking about you.
Yeah, that's
That's literally you. Oh, that's great.
that's
Dre,
good.
what did you want to ask?
Are we still talking about track meets and track?
We can talk about whatever.
Yeah, whatever you
You
want.
know the rabbit
Oh,
holes
we can
we
talk
go
about.
down.
Yeah, man. Okay. All right. So, Big Dog on campus breaking records, as, uh, as being a track athlete ever brings you like certain privileges. Like
Mm.
you try to get to a
Mm.
party and they don't know you, but they're like, wait, is that? Yeah, let him in. Of course, here's a cup.
Here's a cup.
Well, it's funny you say that, because um I was like an RA on campus, so that's how I got to live there for free, and that's
Nice.
honestly the
Smart.
main reason why I got to do that. Yeah, but so they kind of worked against each other. It's like if you were seen at parties and you're RA, you get huge trouble because you're like, you're this upstanding like citizen, and we got to hold you at a higher standard. You know how that goes, all full of themselves. So
Right.
as the thing is, because I was this big track star, we'll put in quotes, everybody knew me. But also everybody was an RA, so I couldn't go to the parties. Even if I tried to sneak in the party, they'd be like, oh, is that? Like, definitely a no-go. Could not go to any parties because everyone would instantly spot me and I'd instantly be in trouble. So we could not do that. But it was nice, like walking around campus. People that didn't know me, like, oh, hey, is that? Maybe that's not the third. So they
Well, I
did
guess
kind of
that
Wait,
cancel
worked
each
in
other.
I
your
always want to
favor.
know, were there RA parties?
were there RA parties?
Like just
I mean,
RAs.
yeah. I mean, I would assume so. That's what I can remember, but I would assume so,
A little
definitely,
too late
because
now.
you
Maybe you
can't.
should have had one.
There you
Maybe I
go.
should, because you
It's
really
your
can't.
own signal chat of RAs.
Signal chat.
It really was like the rest of the campus versus you guys. So like you really did have to have like your own. I'm telling you, people would go out their way, like make up stories. There are people that worked harder on trying to get us in trouble with their own assignments. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Yo, that's so
Hours to
real.
this and be missing, like
And let me tell
failing
you,
whatever class we're in.
it doesn't stop even as you get older.
No.
Corporate world, there's cliques everywhere. Look, there's so much drama at
Mm,
my job. Listen, even my therapist been telling me it's a little too high school going on. And I was like,
right.
no, for real. For real. People are weird. Anyways,
Super weird.
let me see what else I got.
So earlier you were talking, I didn't catch it. Did you say you were on campus or off campus? Wait, you
So
said
I
you're
was
RA, so you're on campus.
Yes, I was off campus for like 3-ish years, and then I was on campus for like a year and a half because I remember I saw this RA position. I was like, oh shoot, like you live on campus for free. Great. I'm not gonna say that because I want to get the spot, but I'm like, okay, great, I'm gonna do that. And I remember like during it was like the junior semester, some RA got in the scandal. We can't get into that. They're like, okay, we give you the position for next year, but we need someone right now. Can you fill the position like in the spring? And I was like, sure, why not? Like I'll move in like next day, whatever it is. Like a year and a half, I was on the campus. Answer your question.
Okay.
So you get on campus. And let me go back. Let me go back.
Okay,
Have you
okay.
ever heard of an author named Malcolm Gladwell?
No, can't say I have, no.
Me
Okay.
either.
Well, I'll send you some links. So he's got a book. It's called The Revenge of the Tipping Points. In the book, it links to another book because he hates the American collegiate system and just how it works and how money driven it is and things like that. So, anyways, and he talks about how a lot of schools, you can kind of tell how much money they have based on how good the food is.
Mm.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm. Talk about that
Where
part.
does Stonehill line up in terms of food quality? Like you're like, I
Mm,
can't wait for Tuesday because it's X night, or you're like, man,
yeah.
I need nourishment. Fine, you know.
Great question.
Great question, honestly. I would say they're barely keeping it afloat, like in terms of money and food wise. They are barely in business, is what I would say. Now,
No,
shout outs to my mom. Hardworking, grateful woman, but she will tell you that she does not cook. That's not her thing. She just don't. She's
she
like,
don't.
she don't do that. She don't do that.
That
Does
is not
everything
her
else, won't
ministry.
do that. So going to college, anything and everything, I was like, oh, this is great. Like, because I had no reference point. Okay, I want to say like everyone there because the tuition is crazy high for no reason. It's like 60,000 a year. So everyone there is either there for like a reason you're on athletics or whatever, or your parent just like owns buildings or something. Like they just have money to throw.
Right.
So they have that food experience. They're like, this is not as good as my mother's cooking. Like I don't like the food. I think it got over trash. I do think it got over trash, but
For trash.
it was not great. It was not great. It was not great. And they would look for any excuse to close. I swear to you. There's this one spot they called it like Gigi's. It was like a knockoff Chipotle. It was like they were trying, but it was okay.
Knock off
But
Chipotle.
like if it rained outside, they'd be like, we're closed. Like we can't. It's raining out. We don't want to slip in the puddle. We're closed. We can't. It's like
Don't
what?
let it be a snow
The
day.
food,
Oh no.
right? They're like we can't start our cars. It's closed.
Oh my
Yeah, food
god.
was almost you could make better like in the dorms. Like and the dorms have like a microwave and a stove if you're lucky. Like you could do better.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's great. Yeah, let's base our colleges. I wish somebody came up with that metric growing up. Like, okay, but what's the food like? Like, I need to know before I apply.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
you know what? In comparison, I will tell you, so Bowdoin College is a college in Maine. I only know about it because my aunt went there and
Mm,
I had to go there 4 years every year, when I was like 11, 12, 13, 14.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so Bowdoin is known for their food, and let me give you today's menu, Bowdoin
Today's
College.
menu.
So
let's hear it.
today's
Okay.
menu.
Comes
All
prepped.
right. So for soup, they have a tortellini and sausage soup with an
You can just
Armenian
stop right
lentil.
there. We didn't have that. We didn't have none of that. We didn't have none of that. You said with a yeah. We didn't have none of that. Keep going.
With a
Keep going.
For salads, they have a tofu salad and a curried sweet potato salad.
oh, they got options
Yeah.
Yeah, man. For the main course, they've got adobo chicken, Filipino beef stew.
in Maine.
Yeah.
This is in Maine. They've got a pork and beef spring rolls, tofu and
Yo.
mushroom adobo, and a Filipino pan kit. I don't know what that is.
Now,
Also,
where
there's
in the
garlic rice, there's
Yeah.
zucchini, red peppers, hot fudge ice cream
You're different
sundae,
countries.
coconut rice
You're
cake,
different.
and that's just today.
now where in the white people are they hiring this chef? Because what happened in Maine that they're eating better than us? What's going on? I didn't know they
I
had
know that.
ethnic food. I didn't know they knew what adobo was in Maine. Let me find out. Oh wow. He brought the menu. I'm dead.
For
Yeah,
comparison,
don't,
I just want you to
yeah, don't
know
even
how
that.
how you would live in a
No, barely off the ground. That's right. Barely off the ground.
Ramen or bust. Here we go.
Pretty much.
Man.
Go.
Okay, so let's talk about after college and how
Yes.
that has changed, how college and growing up has changed you. So like when you're
Mhm.
feeling low or in your feelings, like as a black man, as a young person, like what do you do to pull yourself
It's kind of just like think how far you come.
back?
He's a great my favorite person. Well, I don't read many books, sad, but what I did read, David Goggins, Don't Hurt Me. Really for that great read. But he likes to call it like the
Send me the link.
I will. He likes to call it the cookie jar method or whatever. So
Mm,
that moment where you're feeling low, you reach the cookie jar, you're like, wait, I've done this before. Oh, there's a little cookie. There's a little cookie. You think back, you're like, wait, I've done these things. Like how whatever this
mm-hmm.
is here, I'm gonna get through it. So
Ooh,
I think
I
that's and
like
it's nice
that. I'm
because
gonna
like
use that at work.
right because that's the thing is you put the cookies in. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't do
Exactly.
anything, it's hard to look back at nothing.
Yeah.
But so if you're constantly
Got to be
doing
careful who
things,
you use it with.
right, right. If you got oatmeal raisin cookies, that's not your thing, then it's not gonna help. It's not gonna. If you don't like those, it's not gonna work.
Exactly, but you got
Since
to
you
work
read the
on getting.
book,
Yes,
was it Can't Hurt Me or something like that?
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite? David Goggins in that book, it's about perseverance, and he talks about being an athlete. He talks about being in the various branches of the military. But it doesn't have to be your favorite story, but like, what's a story that comes to mind that you're like, wow, that was inspirational. I need to share this story, or it impacted me. So yeah, what's the story from that book?
Mm,
Think because it's been a minute since I read the book, but I remember his chapter on like taking souls. I think that was very very powerful to me. It's
Sorry,
it's
taking
pretty
what?
much it's like taking souls. I think is what he
Oh,
called it.
okay, taking souls. Yeah.
Yes. It's pretty much for those like who haven't read it. It's just like you not trick your enemy, but you let whoever it is that is in front of you. You let them know that there is nothing that I won't do to like there's nothing that you can do to waver me.
mm,
I think that's great, and I think that's a lesson I
hmm.
will use like all the time. Even to track, even if someone like beat me in this rate, I'm like, okay, it's time. Like it's time
Yeah.
to. I want you to know that I'm coming. Like
Hmm.
there's nothing that, and that's like for work too. Like shoot, there be people don't even know you and they already doubt you, but I'm like, I will be here today, tomorrow, and when my paycheck comes. Like so,
Yeah, that part.
whatever you feel, I will still be here. There's nothing that you can
That
say or
part.
do that's gonna separate me.
Oh
So I
my
think
God,
that's
that's great.
absolutely my favorite lesson.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
What was I gonna say? Hold on. I had more questions. Where did they go? I lost them all.
Ask away. Ask them all.
Let's see. Okay, so what was it like growing up with two households?
Mm. Mm.
Growing up with older siblings, because nobody talks
Yes.
about that part. Nobody talks about that part.
Yes.
Because this is a good 18 years between the two of us.
Yes. Yes.
So talk about that.
Oh, that is true. It was always hard in school. People are like, "Do you have any siblings?" And I'm like, "Yes, but," or I'm like, "I do, kind of."
Right.
And obviously, in a predominantly white town, no one ever gets what you're talking about. You're like, "Oh, yeah, these people. How old are they?" They're like, one just got married." They're like, "What?" And they're like, "They live with you," and I'm like, "No, but I see them. Like, it's just worlds
Yeah.
apart. Worlds apart. Just
Right.
would not. You could draw for them. Just would not get it."
Mm-hmm.
No, I still feel like you guys are like my siblings, even though we are really far apart.
Yeah. I
And
feel
I'm
like
glad,
we
like, yeah,
live the same lives 20 years apart, I guess.
yes, yeah, I would say so.
I mean, we both grew up on the South Shore in suburbs, we
Yeah,
all ran track, we basically had the same lives, just,
yes.
different paths as we got older, which is great. So, like, what are things that you learned from your older siblings, like what to do, what not to do, what did you avoid, things of that nature?
Well, because I remember recently we came over to your like House of the Cave. I
Mm-hmm.
remember he was really big on it. He's like, man, if I didn't move out, I'd save all this money, this that, and I'd have a house right now.
Right.
I'm trying. I'm trying to follow his advice, but it can get hard.
It's tough. It's tough.
Listen, again, all flowers to my mom, but boy, that's she's got a personality for sure.
Yo,
She's something. She
I
is
love your
something.
mom, but yeah,
Wants
that's
things
real.
her way, her way. Yeah, there's no compromise. There's just
No.
not. There's just not. So I always say what I'm saving in money, I'm paying for mental health. Is what I'd say. And I don't know how much money I have left. I'm deep in the savings. I'm deep. I'm running out of savings. So
Oh my
trying to
God.
save as long as I can, but I don't know how much longer. Don't know how much
Yeah,
longer I'm
it's
gonna
just
stay.
I don't know, man. Like interest rates are dropping. You can look into some things. But yes, no, great advice my DQ gave you. Definitely stay home as long as you can. Right, Dre?
Yes.
Stay home as long as you can.
If you can, man.
If
I
you
definitely know
can.
what you mean.
No,
Yes.
for real. We all have
Save it.
Caribbean parents.
Yes.
The struggle is real.
I'm like, all right, just one
Oh
more
my
month. I can
goodness.
do another month. Just a month at a time. Just
Exactly. Take it one month.
just a month at a time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because another thing I was struggling to it's hard to just say like no. Like,
Mm.
so I do a lot for my mother. Again, never gonna be like ungrateful for that. But some of these asks are just like
They take
could you
advantage in
like
their old age.
yes they do take advantage. I'm like you are retired. You quite literally besides your going out to do whatever you don't have anything else going on, and that's
No,
okay. That's great. That is great. Like
that's what
that's
retirement's
fantastic.
for.
Yes, it's fantastic. But stuff is just like you still want me to wash dishes that you used the entire sink as you. I haven't been here in days because I'm for real. Like you still want me to.
I'm
How about you help
dying
me out
because
a little bit?
I guarantee your mother said the same thing when you
Yes,
were younger.
yes,
You want me
absolutely.
to come home from work and wash these dishes that I didn't use? 100% guarantee.
Yes, 100%. So yes, the roles are flipping. So
Payback is
I get
real,
it.
and
Yes, the payback.
raising your parents is for not for the weak. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's
Yeah,
hard.
I'm
It's
just like
hard.
you
They're
just.
hard headed.
I'm like just. I'm like I'll do it. Just give me a second. Like, can I get home first? Like, just, I'm gonna
Let me
get a
walk in
text
the
about.
door.
You're right. Text about things I had no control over for days. I'm like, just can I get there first before you start telling me this needs to be done?
Right?
Meanwhile, she's just chilling, hanging out,
So she's
doing
texting
nothing,
me at
just
like
chilling.
11 o'clock at night. Talk about I don't know why I decided to start doing my hair at 11 p.m. I'm like, go to bed, ma'am.
Yeah.
Go to bed. Oh my god. Oh, she's great though. I love her.
Yes. No. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh man. So hold on. Where I know where I put them. Hold on. Do you feel like people saw you only as an athlete?
I mean, yes, but I kind of leaned into it a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
take advantage of the privilege. Why
yeah.
not?
Oh no. Oh yes, definitely. But no, I would say though, like if you didn't know, like you didn't know. But like in class,
Hmm.
like I was always like participating. Like I always like do my work and stuff.
Yeah.
I was never just like the athlete, like oh, like I'm only here for get like a
Sports.
like free ride or whatever. Yeah, and like my professors didn't know. They didn't give me any extra like leeway. Besides like the keys are like oh I'm not gonna be in class because I'm at whatever. Like
Right,
they still
right.
expected the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this, like at my time here, we worked hard, but there are definitely harder working sports. Like football is insane. Football's
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
insane. Absolutely insane.
Could not be
They'd be
me.
like, yeah, we got two workouts a day, and we got practice. And like going back on the food thing, like the way they have it set up is complete money grab. 100% a money
Oh,
grab.
okay.
100%. Because most other schools they have like a swipe system. So like you get like 2 or 3 swipes a day. You get unlimited. Like once you swipe and you're in the calf, you can eat as much food as you want. Like till you're heart's content. Like but if you run out of swipes for the day or whatever, you're done. No, ours was very much like here is your debit card, but you can't use money. No. You got to use our magic Stonehill money, which is the exact same, but you or your parent have to keep reloading it, and you gotta whatever prices we set that change every
Oh
year.
my
You got to
gosh.
deal with. Like
Wow.
yes,
See, nobody
yes,
tells you
yes, yes,
this
yes.
about college,
No,
though.
no, no, no,
Yes, let's
no, no,
talk about it. Talk about the ins and outs. Yes, because
no, not at
there's
all.
people getting ready to go right now. Matter of fact, my neighbor
Mhm.
is
There you
I
go.
think she oh my god, where is she going? Somewhere in New York. I forget. I'll look it
Mm.
up later. It's on the back of her car. But anyway, she's graduating and she's going. She just went to prom last week. So beautiful. And
Nice.
yeah, they don't tell you much going on campus. It's very much learn as
No.
you go, figure it out on your own.
Yes.
So saying that, what do you think Stonehill prepared you for in real life?
Just like nickel and diming you is a thing of the world. There's just
No,
hidden fees
literally.
everywhere. Everywhere. There's hidden fees. Like Oh my goodness. Cause I'll tell you, because I had to get, I'm still trying to be a firefighter. So I had to, if you get your EMT license, your name like shoots way up on the list. So I'm like, okay,
Yes,
well
it
that's the first
does.
thing I gotta do. That's what I gotta do. Yes. Just doing the class itself. They're like, okay, it's I don't know, like $2,000 like upfront for the whole thing. I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
great, fantastic, sounds good. Then it's like, well, no, that was just the class. Our books are an extra like 70. I'm like, all right, fine, I can see where this is
Mm-hmm.
going. Okay. They're like, all right, great. So you did the whole class, you passed. Now you gotta get tested in front of these board of directors or whatever, so they can be like, you officially know what you're doing. But to do
Mm-hmm.
that costs $200 for them just to show up. So you gotta pay for that. And then it's like, oh, if you fail, that's another fee. I'm like, you gotta do that. Okay,
Mm.
so this $2,000 is really getting up to the three, getting up to the like,
Yup.
and it's not written anywhere. They like to tell you when it's too late. They're like, oh yeah, like tomorrow
In
we got this thing. So
doses.
I have have $200 in cash, by the way, because it's 2024 in cash, by the way. Have it,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll take it. I would say, yeah, still has got that because I always
Oh,
found
yeah.
strange. Why am I paying for a parking pass at a college that I go to? Why am I paying for that?
Right. Isn't the parking included?
Right? Why
Make
am
it
I
make
paying for that?
sense.
Why am I paying?
Like I'm
Don't
at
get me
the
started.
school.
And they're full cop. Like they'll ticket you too. Don't get me started.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They're
We'll
getting you
waste a
coming
second to
and
ticket you.
going.
Yes, the ticket you, and they want you to pay it too. Yes. Oh yes. You can't graduate unless all your parking tickets are paid off.
Wow. You know what?
They will withhold that diploma from you. They won't let
Mm-hmm.
you. They'll stop the
That's
whole ceremony. Like, ah,
crazy.
no. Amy, I know you, Amy. You got 3 tickets. You can't give me that diploma. It's our diploma still. You
Yeah,
can't
that's our
graduate.
diploma. Oh my God. Yo, that's so real though.
So yes, always
Man.
hidden fees, always more than people.
Yes, always read the fine print. There are
People,
always
yes.
hidden fees in life. And there's always loopholes.
Always.
Oh my God. So talk
Oh,
about after graduation. You said you're
yes.
into EMT right now, working on
Yes.
becoming a firefighter.
Yes.
So now
So
that would make 2 cops, a firefighter. We're all on the front lines at this point because now
yes, all in the front
I'm
lines.
answering the phones. Ariel's running to the scene. Your mom's retired. You're about to be running
Yeah.
to the scene. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Just a family full of first responders. And then DQ.
You.
He will be doing an episode. I'm pulling my sister card and I'm gonna
Nice.
need him to like all the things, fitness training, all the things, modeling, all
Yeah,
the
I would
things.
love to
Tell me,
know. I would love to know.
did you know he moved to Dubai for 6 months? He was
I think
just
I
like,
only knew because I saw it like on his Instagram. He was like in Dubai
like,
this whole. Oh, all right.
yeah, because he travels everywhere. So you just assume it's another vacation. And then you're like, he's been there from posting for a minute. I'm like, hey, yo, you coming home? And he's like, you know what? America's ghetto. America's ghetto. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's like, it's so clean here. There's no crime. But he did say the money is slow. Everybody there is already rich. So, like, the working class, the money is slow. So he came home for a little bit, cashed some
Okay.
checks. He'll be back.
Nice. Okay. Nice.
But yeah, he's going to be doing an episode. I need to know all the things. I need to know
Mhm.
all the celebrity tea from, or what he can tell me, just from his modeling days and fitness training days. But while I ask that, did DQ in his career guide you in any way in your sports career? Or did he give you
I
any guidance or any tips?
I'm trying to think. I'm like not that I remember. I don't think so.
Right.
Not no fault on him, but I don't
No,
think so.
because
I feel
low
like
key, like you growing up, he had already moved. He was like already in
yes.
Florida. Yeah. So it was like, I be by once a year. They tuck in, say hi.
I think yeah, no fault to him, but I don't think so. But I think
Okay,
like
okay.
this is I think the closest that we've been is probably like this year. Like this is the last year.
That's fair.
That's
That's fair.
I mean, that's the closest stuff we've been. But
It hits different when you're
yeah.
older, when you're an adult and
Yeah.
you can come to the adult table and then like now it's like we're all
Yes.
on the same page because it's like, yeah, we all grown, we all got bills, we all know what's up, we all have jobs. So yeah, it adult siblings definitely hit different.
Mm-hmm.
Dre's back. Dre's alive.
Nice.
Dre, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Awesome. Yes, we can hear you well. All right, what time are we at? Oh, we still got 15 minutes. Dre, you were gone for a little while. Did you have anything you wanted to catch up on?
I don't know what I missed.
We were basically talking about how Stonehill has prepared him for adulthood. We talked about he was explaining that that nickel and diming is pretty much everywhere, and that's what they teach you because they gonna get you
Mm-hmm.
coming and going, and the ins and outs of college, the things that kids going in today might not know. that as freshmen that they need to know. And what else do we talked about what it was like, growing up with older siblings and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all you missed.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing too crazy.
Nothing crazy. Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me make sure. Oh, where's the other? It's in the Dre section. Ask that. Okay. Nah, I don't want to go back to that. Let's see. So, are there plans to go to the Olympics? Asking for a friend who wants a ticket to be flown out.
Man, I think the dream
And
is
how
on
many
pause for
family
that.
tickets are you allowed to have? That's another asking for a friend.
Hopefully, there's no limit.
Right? Because we all coming.
I think the dream is on pause for now. I think
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Because a lot of things have changed from that end of college to now. I think the desire has changed. It's just I'm like not like running for a team anymore. I'm like doing life and full time
It's
working.
hard. It's hard to
all that stuff.
Yeah. Not being actually talk about that. Not being under a structured regimen and being on your own after college is over and you don't have that like structured athlete regimen going on. So like what do you do now? Like how do you stay focused and structured?
That's a good question. Well, until I do this EMT thing, which I'm starting Monday. Everyone knows I did EMTW right? Starting Monday,
nice,
getting the
love
life
it.
moving.
Okay.
Well, till I did that, everyone had to have their not so dream job.
True. The struggle was real.
Yes, struggle was very real. Shout outs to my mom again, but she had a connection. I was working like construction for like the past like 8-9 months, and let me tell you, that was a workout in itself. Every day was a workout. I promise you. Every day
not
was
easy.
7 a.m. start, and you just go. Like there's not a single day I didn't leave. I was not sweating. You just go. So that was a structure in itself. I liked once it was done, it was done. Like once the day was done, like you could just do whatever until the next day. Which I liked. I'll tell you, the homework and assignments never did like over college. Never ever did. I'm like, could there just be a way where I'm like, I get the info, we move on. Like
I'm the same way.
Yeah, I'm like, can we just? Why do I have to prove it to you? Just believe me when I say I got it. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Skip to the test. Let's go.
So I would say that atmosphere, free time didn't really feel like free time. Free time felt like, oh, I have to do X, Y, Z in assignment, or oh, I gotta do this and the third. But no, like free time really kind of is free time for the time being. Like so. At least for the first little bit, I was like, what do I do? Like, what do I do with all this time? It's still like, what do I do? But no, like fitness is always there. Still to go to the gym, even when doing all that, but still go.
Okay, good. Glad you're staying up on it.
Because sometimes I'm like, you know what? Nah, today was horrible. I just gotta.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you gotta. Self-care is important. Mental health days are definitely valid.
Well, that's self-care with sleep.
Let me see. What else did I have? Okay, here's a good question. What's something you learned during college that you want to pass on to the next generation, especially young Black men in sports?
It's kind of like you said, there will always be haters. Always going to be haters. And even probably especially be like it might not be the main thing, but it could be. Like you have no idea why someone. So hey, you kind of just gotta go. Like you gotta like prove them wrong or prove them right. Doesn't like you gotta let go. You know what I mean? Because I remember when I was joining. Oh man, everyone thought I was some like because I joined later. I joined like sophomore year, like same reason I just didn't want to do it. But now I am whatever. And so everyone there already had their cliques. Everyone there already had their stuff. So here I am coming, and of course made the mistake of being like, oh, having goals and aspirations. Ooh, scary. And like saying like what I wanted to accomplish. And they're like,
not goals and aspirations.
We don't like that. You're not just here to vibe. We don't like that. So I guess I like to say like obviously have your goals, but not everyone needs to know your goals. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like when you say them, they become real almost in a way. So I would say keep them tight. But it's a few people that know. But not everyone needs to know, I guess, what your next moves are. Sometimes it is nice to be a little unpredictable.
Don't plot with the ops. Exactly.
Yes, don't. don't
I tell Kenny all the time. I'll be like, don't tell people what you about to do. If you about to sue somebody, you don't call them and tell them. You just show up at court. You don't tell the ops your plan.
I will say people are very supportive until you start doing the thing that you're doing. Like until you start like doing well. Like people want to see you do well, but not better than you is what I guess the biggest takeaway I would get.
Yes.
People want you to chase for the records and not get them. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Just
Chase
very
for the record and not get
yes.
them.
Ah, you
It's like
tried. Sit down with me
yeah,
now.
yeah. Oh, like you did better than me. Though, but they had to like yes, like that was my turn or whatever. Like, but just yeah,
That's
that's
rough.
a big
That's rough.
lesson.
But yeah,
Yes,
that's important. That's important. People need to know that.
yeah. Keep your head down and work. I say.
Now you had mentioned the mental part of sports, being a sports athlete. Talk
Yes,
about that a little more.
yes.
Why is the struggle so real?
Wise. I think a lot of the mental stuff comes kind of like with anything, kind of just with doubt. I'd find my mental struggle went away as my like ability improved. You know what I mean? There wasn't really a thought of I could lose. I mean, I guess that's always the back of your mind, but I know for me, I would train to the point where even my worst race would still be better than everyone else. So even my worst like slip up is still I'm still gonna win. So there's no point of being like, what if when I know the outcome? You know what I mean?
Right.
Wasn't always at that point, but I knew okay, that's how I had to get there. I think there is a lot of things like out of your control. So really trying to control what you can control, I'd say helps a lot. I know I definitely had the least of it. I know people like will be throwing up before every race, just worried.
Oh wow, the nerves.
Just yeah, absolutely just worried about. But it's sometimes nice to take a step back too. It's like if you not like minimize, but kind of. This is just another race. It's not anything different.
Yeah,
You run the
not that
same.
deep.
You run the same. Yeah, it's not that deep. You run the same thing that you've done. You did yesterday. Want to do it today? Just go out there. Just have a good time. I think we do a lot of thinking about the bad and not as well as the good that can come with it. You're like, well, what if I do mess up? What if I do fall? I was like, oh, well, what if you do well? What if you break the record? What if you do this?
Exactly.
Like, those are both sides of the coin. And I will say, especially with track, there's sometimes you could do everything right and you'll still have a bad race. Like, and I know the opposite is true. Like, there's times I felt absolute crap. Like, I'm on all the meds possible, all the Zyrtec, all the NyQuil, and I'll have my best race ever. So when that like randomness, when that's like a possibility, you kind of just got to go for it because you just don't know what can
Go
happen.
big or go home.
Yeah, and then when you do have like your worst, it's only your worst for a little bit. Like I was trying to explain to one of my teammates, she had like the day before she broke like her own record ever, and the next day like worst race for life, just absolutely. She's like, who was that running? That wasn't me. You know what I mean?
And literally, it's race to race. It literally is.
I'm like, yes, this is your lowest point now, but the more races you run, your lowest point will just go down here. It all averages out.
True.
You're here, but like you will be here as well.
And not to mention, look where you were yesterday. You just beat that record. So it's like every day is a different story. You gotta pick the wins. Mindful of your. I always say to my patients, your attitude determines your latitude, and your gratitude determines your attitude. So being mindful of the things that you are grateful for to have in your life is going to change your attitude and your outlook on life, and that's going to elevate you to the higher vibration where you start bringing in all the abundance.
Good.
And that's my TED Talk. So that's my mental health TED Talk.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are getting close to the end. Ray, do you have any last minute questions?
No, I'm good, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, sharing your stories and experiences.
Of course.
Yes, we definitely appreciate it. And to the audience, thank you all for watching. This is the Double A Perspective once again. Thank you for coming our special episode with our first guest, Solomon King. He's a runner. He's a track star. Baby brother came through with the realness and all the mental health insight and loved it. The humility, everything. And we really appreciate you coming through. I really do. And yeah, come on back. We're gonna do another talk when you're a firefighter, and we can talk about some more stuff. And we can talk about
hopefully.
Yes, first responders unite.
Fingers crossed.
You got to speak it into existence. You already got the job.
Yes, right.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you again, and I'm gonna say good night, everybody. Dre, say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.